Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Bayonetta 2 walkthrough. It's time for more extras, and specifically it's time for even more tag climax. We're about half of the way through our tag climax journey. Yeah, there's 6 parts to this. It's basically, as I believe I've said before, because I wanted to show you all 53 verses, and also I wanted to show off the optional characters, and that will be beginning, I believe, in the next couple, well, they'll be happening, I think, part 5 of the extras of Tag Climax. Now, for some bizarre reason, I thought, oh, it would be an excellent idea to utilise Alruna to do this. Just thought, have a little bit of variety in weapon choice, but considering I have no idea how to use this weapon at this particular moment in time, it's not the smartest move I have ever made. Because, I mean, the thing is that Alruna is very powerful, and particularly if you grab your enemies and kind of whip them down, which is what I learned to do in attempting to complete Tag Climax. Not Tag Climax, Witch Trial number 5. But that was done quite a bit after my experimentations with Alruna here, because I just thought I'd be a little bit different, and it was a silly move, particularly because of all the verses that I was having to try and complete, because certain weapons are better for certain verses. So Alruna is much better for crowd control. Like, more than anything else, that is its primary function. It is obviously very helpful in the witch trials because of the kind of way the damage layout is set up. And it is also incredibly useful for completing certain of the bossy type versus in Tag Climax, but it's a bit more difficult to pull off, essentially. Now, as you can see, the reason that choosing Alruna was such a bad idea for me is because I cannot actually successfully get a decent combo, because that is the payoff. It's much more powerful, but it has a much lower combo rank. And it's an excellent balancing mechanic, but yeah, I screwed myself over royally on this particular run of Tag Climax. It was a terrible decision for a round. But having said that, I really like this dress costume. It's a bit ridiculous during cutscenes, as you will see, but it is really cool, and I really like that they allow you to fight in the dress that you saw Bayonetta open the game in, and also in the dress that she closes the game in, but you'll be seeing that later. It's just really cool that they had so much kind of opportunities for different outfits, and they went for it. There may be more opportunities that they could have and should have gone with, but this particular outfit in particular I really do enjoy. Now, seeing as I have kind of very little that I explicitly want to talk about right now, because I feel like leaving some of the Platinum Games blog stuff a teensy bit later on, I guess now would be a kind of reasonable chance to sort of discuss the angel designs. I know someone in the comments was slightly excited about me discussing that particular topic, even though I am far and above not an expert in religion at all. like, I have just about I have the general cultural grasp of Christianity, which pretty much everybody has, because it's so ridiculously widespread. And then I've got a very, very, very kind of brief knowledge of Hinduism and Judaism and Islam and all of that. But because I just don't really focus on religion, I just don't know that much unless I kind of actively research. So I mean, a prime example is that when I was talking about a seer, I said that he looked remarkably like Brahma in Hinduism, and let's just say, I think I was thinking about Vishnu, because he's the one who's got the blue complexion, and I believe that he's the one who's born out of the lotus flower or something, although that might be Brahma. You see, this is the kind of confusion I have. Like, it's been a very long time since I've explicitly dealt with any of these kind of deities. And in some cases I've never had any kind of proper teaching in them, so... Yes. Also, absolutely terrible idea trying to take on Golem with blooming Alruna. Because this guy don't mess around. Anyway, as I was saying with the whole Angels design stuff, the view that we kind of generally have of angels in our culture today is that of kind of a human figure with angelic wings and halos and all that, but actually when you kind of look in the Bible and just general Orthodox Christian imagery and stuff, it's not quite the image that is presented. Because you get kind of vastly weird creatures. It's only kind of certain angels that take on kind of the human form. And so it's really kind of neat that they, in having all of the kind of different spheres of angels, which matches up to the Divine Comedy, because, well, it also matches up to how angels are thought of, because you have cherubim, seraphim, and all that jazz. And it's sort of... it's all really odd. And it's only sort of, I think, post-Jesus Christ, well, Christianity, because it was Judaism, but it's Christianity that's kind of developed the human with the angel wings imagery, and probably more specifically, I suspect that it appeared probably during the medieval period. I'm probably completely wrong and I'm just making this all up, but that would probably work about right, because that's a lot of kind of paintings that you get from around that point are kind of, well, maybe perhaps the Renaissance evolves all from there. But yeah, so in Orthodox Christianity, you've got the first sphere, which has seraphim, cherubim, thrones or ophanims. Second sphere has dominions or lordships, virtues or strongholds, powers or authorities, and the third sphere is principalities or rulers, archangels, and angels. And actually, I think it may just be only one of those, which I think is the archangels or the archangels, which are the ones that take the human form. Because that's where you've got like Michael and Gabriel, which are actually apparently the only archangels mentioned in the New Testament, which is... I never knew that. You also have Raphael and Uriel and a bunch of others. And plain angels, as they are called. I think it seems to be the ones that we most commonly think of. But the higher up you go, they get kind of so weird, and you get these sort of wonderful designs that you see in Bayonetta. Because you've got kind of weird atomistic things, you've got things with bulls' heads, and faces with wings, and I'm pretty sure that there are kind of dragons in there somewhere. But they're pretty cool. And then it gets kind of even more slightly weirder with medieval theology, if Wikipedia is not lying to me. Because there were kind of other schemes presented. So, and there were choirs. So there's Clement of Rome's version, which is seraphim, cherubim, aeons, hosts, powers, authorities, principalities, thrones, archangels, angels, and dominions. Saint Ambrose in the Apologia Prophet David in the 4th century. So you had seraphim, cherubim, dominations, thrones, principalities, potentates, or powers, virtues, angels, archangels. Saint Jerome in the 4th century, seraphim, cherubim, powers, dominions, thrones, archangels, angels. There's a pseudo-Dionysius the Areopagite in De Coelesti Hierarchia. Saint Gregory the Great suggested one in Humilia. Saint Isidore of Seville in Etymologiae. John of Damascus in De Fide Orthodoxa. Saint Hildegard of Bingen in Civias. Then two people that I actually know of. I think I know Saint Jerome, but two people more so. Saint Thomas Aquinas in Summa Theologica, which was 13th century, so 1225 to 1274, and then Dante Alighieri in the Divine Comedy, which was very, very early 14th century, so 1308 to 1321. And his kind of layout is seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominations, virtues, powers, principalities, archangels, angels, which I think is kind of the one that is pretty much stuck. Anyway, having done that little jaunt, I hope the person who requested it sort of liked that little aside that was surprisingly long. We have one of these optional verses, and we're battling to Moon River. But yes, we are fighting off against Bayonetta and Jeanne. Now, if you had beaten Witch Trial 5 before this point, then you would have unlocked this verse that way, I think. However, if you just play through Tag Climax normally, then as I said, after 15, 14, 16 verses, one of the optional verses will unlock randomly and allow you to challenge it. And this is one of them. Now it is rather difficult, let's put it that way, so I would suggest just don't even put a bet on it if you want to complete it, because yeah, these girls do not wait around. They seriously do not wait around. It's challenging. But I love that I get to fight to Moon River again. Oh, I've missed it so much. And in the chances whenever I get it, I will be playing it, because it's just that wonderful. And now we get to go take on Aesir again. Although, thankfully, by this point, sort of, because of the whole tag climax damage output, he's definitely a hell of a lot easier. But yeah, as I was... This is sort of a nice little tying up of all the dots, because we get to see him again. You can see that he does look a little bit more like Vishnu than Brahma, but I think kind of in general, I mean, the design of Ace is really cool, but once again, I just wish he was bigger. I wanted a more epic fight, thank you. And Noah will not shut up about that. I want like a sort of wonderful, amazing, epic boss, and I never get it. Also, all these losses are kind of... they're taking a toll on my self-esteem. It's just like, I'm not very good at Bayonetta 2. But the thing is that it's not a case of me not being good, it's just that the computer is excellent at getting combos when you give it something like All for One or Love is Blue. To be perfectly honest, pretty much if you give it any sort of weapon other than Kafka, it will probably beat you quite a lot. However, in giving it Kafka, it can never really get combo points to cause you any grief. And also, I do believe that in the next part of Tag Climax, we're actually going to have completed all of the rows that we possibly can at present of verses, which means that it will then be time for the wonderful optional characters. But that'll be kind of the last two parts. The next one will be pretty much, I think, entirely just finishing off the rows. And in the next part I'll probably go on a little bit of a rant about Tag Climax. I think it's a great mode and all, and I'm really glad that they included it. But you'll understand in the next part. Because I'm going slightly insane right now. But there we go. It's another round done. And yeah, we lost. Oh well, on to the next round.